The legends were real. The stories were wilder. And now it's time to talk about it. This is Wrestling Real Talk. And now your hosts, A.T. Huck and Rude Boy.
We're back in a wrestling groove. I said we're back in a wrestling mood. Hey, we're back in the New York groove. Hey, we are back once again. This is Wrestling Real Talk. I am your host with the most, the one and only Rudy Hill, also known as Rude Boy, along with my partner in crime, my brother from another mother, and of course, the cat that just blows me away. And I'm going to tell you about it today on his booking abilities. I'm talking about the legendary A.T. Huck. Welcome back, A.T. Huck.
What's happening, Rudy? I'm glad to be back, man. We took a little bitty break, but a lot has happened, since that break.
Indeed, a lot has happened, and we're going to discuss that. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the big results from yesterday's big show at Taqueria El Rey.
Halloween Headlocks,
and what a success it was. And what a success, the summer and the success it's been for international big-time wrestling.
The entire summer since the spring.
We're going to talk.
The whole thing was just fire.
We're going to talk about that, but you know what? I do want to say this, that a lot of you folks out there have been sending me well wishes and all those cool, positive vibes, and I thank you so much. And for those of you who don't know, I've had a little bit of health issues here and there, and they've been quite frightening. And I would be an asshole if I didn't say to you, if you're not feeling right, if your body's telling you, I'm not right, don't ignore it. Go see a physician, go to an ER, go to anywhere. But make sure you get seen, because you just never know. You may be, playing with fate. And the fact of the matter is Huck, I had spent a week in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in the hospital, and after a week in the hospital, you're excited to go home. I surely
You've
was.
been locked up for five days.
Right. And so I get home, and, I'm with my grandson, I'm with my son, my best friend, Carlito, Santana, the family. I love it, and I'm thankful to be there. So everything's great. Okay, so Sonia, as you know Sonia.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Sonia, my daughter, she indeed had her very first job. And so we went out the next morning to show some love and support to my daughter at her, her first job. And very cool, So anyways, I hadn't been feeling right. And of course, I ignored it because where do I want to go? Back to the hospital? Of course I don't. However, I very well should have trusted my body and my instincts when it was telling me, man, your blood pressure is too low.
Mm-hmm.
And I ignored it, and I passed out at the restaurant. And anyways, long story short, look, get yourself checked if you don't feel right. Now, after I had passed out. I had no phone charger or nothing at the hospital, and my dear friend to the left of me graciously came up there with Diet Pepsi and a phone charger.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, Carlito dropped off a phone charger too. So I mean, there was a lot going on.
It was all working out.
Right.
Working out
It did work out. And look, I'm not gonna tell your business, but I am gonna say this. I'm glad Huck was there when he was there because I'm glad he was. Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I was there at the right time.
You were there at the right time.
Not just for you, but for myself.
Right, and you had mentioned I don't feel right.
At. Yeah, and I'd been, asking for the doctor, your name of your doctor.
Yes.
For quite some time. Not blaming you.
No,
I
know.
But on the way to visit you, my eyes were real blurry.
Mm-hmm.
Really blurry. And I was like, okay, I made it to the hospital and came to see you.
Yeah.
And I just started feeling weak, really weak and listless. So, I mentioned to you that I had a doctor's appointment for December.
Right.
But we talked myself into going into the emergency room myself.
Yes.
And end up getting put in the bed as well.
Yes, I mean, and here's the scenario. This is great. So Huck comes to see me. Huck winds up in another spot in the ER.
Same floor.
We're not near each other.
No.
And I'm like, man, if they would just push our beds together, man, this would be cool. We'd sit here and watch fucking wrestling all night. And however, we did watch wrestling all night.
Pause.
Didn't we?
I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
We
did. We watched wrestling all night. We were YouTubing videos back and forth.
Back and forth. I mean, and the thing is, we were digging deep in the crates.
Yeah, man. And none of it was recent.
No.
I think I sent you Randy Savage and Nick Bockwinkel.
Yes.
That was one of the matches I sent you.
Yes, and then of course, I had to send you Buzz Sawyer against Tommy Rich. Oh
man,
my
that
God.
was great from Georgia Championship Wrestling.
Man,
Buzz Sawyer was busted open.
Oh man,
Great
I urge you fans of Wrestling Real Talk to take a moment to check out these videos we're talking about. I mean, you talking about Randy Savage and Nick Bockwinkel,
right.
Man.
Right.
The classic.
Great stuff, man.
Classic.
What were some of the other ones? I think, was that you that I sent Ric Flair and Terry Funk?
Yes, you did indeed.
1981 or something like that. Way before they had their feud, the later on feud.
WCW.
Yeah, this
stuff,
was for maybe Ric Flair's first world title, right?
Right, and you could see how young he was.
Right, both of them.
Right, and Terry Funk, I mean, looked like a young kid.
Yeah, and he was, strong. I mean, he had Ric Flair up.
Oh, yeah.
Almost like a press.
Oh, yeah.
But they were going, and it wasn't spots.
Yes.
It was old school, and it seemed important.
Yes.
Even though the audio wasn't that great.
Right,
even the video, but
right.
you could see enough of it, and just the way that they wrestled each other, and they told a story, and it was the back and the forth, and it was great. The struggle. One
that I sent you, and I know that you weren't a fan of.
Oh yeah.
George Cannon's International Wrestling. However, I was looking at these guys like, Sailor White,
Sailor Moondog White. Granted, they did have some interesting wrestlers there, but it was just something about the feel of it. You know what I mean? It lacked intensity to me. Even though I know they were trying, something was missing.
Yeah.
To me. And I always tell you about this because at this time I was living in Georgia.
Right.
So I was seeing this level of worker.
No doubt.
Ric Flairs and the Tommy Riches and, Paul Orndorff, the Freebirds. And then I came back home to George Cannon, who was probably scraping the bottom of the barrel a little bit.
Brother, he had, while all that was going on, we were being force-fed. And by the way, I'm a mark for John Bonello.
I was too. I like John Bonello.
Yes, John Bonello, man.
Yep, I like John Bonello, who later became a referee.
He did for the WWF, and then he wound up being charged for murder,
Right.
I believe, against his wife,
Yeah,
somewhere up in
something
Windsor.
like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But he was one of the top guys here in Michigan for,
Yes, he
the
was.
late
Him and Randy
in the,
Scott.
in the early 80s.
Yes, him and his
Early
partner
80s.
Randy Scott.
Right.
They were the tag team.
Wojo was here.
Great. Wojo, rest in peace, by the way, who
That's right,
recently
just
passed
recently
away.
passed away. But George Cannon was the announcer.
Right.
And I grew up with crybaby George Cannon.
Right.
And this George Cannon was trying to be tough. And I wasn't buying it,
Okay. All right. All right. But anyways, back to George Cannon and his production. I always liked it. I liked the way they had the Canadian flag behind them, and him and Milt of Ruskin, who was a good announcer.
He was great. Very underrated.
Very underrated. And I loved when he moved on to Montreal with the Rougeaus and the
Bravos
Britos.
Gino Brito.
Yes.
Up there. We used to get that international wrestling.
Every
used to come on, and
Saturday night.
I couldn't wait.
Oh, me too. Man, you never knew you'd see Abdullah the Butcher or Bruiser Brody.
King
or
Haku. Dr. D. David Schultz was on it.
Samu.
Yes. Yeah, Samu got a push up there.
Yes, he
man.
did. He got a really
but
good
King
push.
Haku was on there.
Yes.
As well. Very young.
Yes, indeed.
Man, those are pretty good shows.
Oh, man, they are wonderful shows.
Floyd Creechman.
Oh, man.
Eddie the Brain Creechman. Abdullah the Butcher would be on it. Bruiser Brody.
Hercules Ayala.
Right. That's hilarious.
And then I don't know
Pretty
what
boy
happened
Floyd
to
Creechman.
the promotion. It just folded.
Yeah, it didn't. It seems like it lasted longer than we think.
Right.
But it wasn't that long.
Right.
Because we didn't get it for a long time, like until 80, like when it started, maybe.
That's true.
Seems. And then it went for a few years, and that was about it.
Right.
If it was even a few years.
Exactly. And the thing is like they had such star power too. You had Rick Martel.
The Rougeaus.
The Rougeaus. I mean.
Yeah, the Della Sera brothers.
Guys that were on their way up, the Steve Strong.
Right. Sadistic Steve Strong.
Yes, sir. Sonny Warcloud.
Oh, yeah. Man, the Garvins even came through.
The Garvins did, indeed. The Road Warriors.
Kendo Nagasaki.
Yes.
Yeah, so the international wrestling was good.
It was really good.
To me, that was much better than what Cannon was doing.
Right.
Here in Detroit.
Right. Fans, I urge you, look up Montreal International Wrestling. You will be very, very satisfied with what you see with this promotion, because it's the cream of the crop. It really is. We also do want to remind you that, of course, today's episode is being brought to you by Throwdowntheater.com. Throwdowntheater.com. I'm telling you right now, wrestling fans, or for those of you who have wrestling fans in your life that you love and you want to get them a very special Christmas gift, it is time for you right now to place your Christmas orders to make sure that they arrive on time for that loved one who loves wrestling the way you do. Go straight to throwdowntheater.com right now. Go to the shop part, check it out. And of course, we've got the commemorative trading cards of Big Time Wrestling Detroit. We've got those on sale that will make perfect stocking stuffers. I'm telling you right now, you want to make your loved one feel special, stop at throwdowntheater.com. Now,
Hey, why don't we just go ahead and drop the date, man?
man,
We got it.
Oh, man.
Let's just go ahead and drop the
man,
date,
oh,
get it
man,
out
man,
now.
oh,
The
man.
next IBW date will be January 17th.
January 17th, back at Taqueria El Rey. We're going to be giving you all of the information about this very, very special New Year edition of International Big Time Wrestling. And it's going down at the House of Champions. Yeah, that's right. Taqueria El Rey. And speaking of what, first off, I'm looking at Carlito, who's producing today's show with us, and I'm thankful for him being here. And I'm looking at him right now, and I'm looking at you next to him, Huck. And all I can say is congratulations. You guys put on a dynamite show together. You with your great booking, you with your great promoting. Another successful evening of professional wrestling brought to you by International Big Time Wrestling. Kudos to you guys. Congratulations.
Yeah,
guys.
man, it was a successful night, man. We pulled off everything we wanted to do in every single match. And this isn't bragging or anything. Every single match was fire. You know, the crowd was hot the entire night. They didn't even have to work hard. But you know what they did? Every single match, Anthony Rivera tore it up. Steve Rivera. I call him both.
Well, you know what?
And out the
wait, let me stop you right there. Last night, Steve Rivera, Hot Stuff Rivera, was actually Anthony Rivera because he looked like that 20-something-year-old
really
kid.
Did.
He went out
really
there
did.
and turned it out and turned it up.
Yeah, him and Father Marquise had a great match, man. And that young kid, Father Marquise, you know, he has a future. You know, him and his champion, his IBW World Champion, you know, H5 at ringside with him. Had a great match.
Now we're gonna tell you fans the rundown of the results, but we also do want to tell you that unfortunately one of our main events didn't take place the way we wanted it to take place, and that was Zeke the Freak against our champion H5. Now here's the problem in this world that is so what people say is phony baloney. Well, guess what? Tell that to my man Zeke, who has a fractured foot.
Yeah.
And can't even walk on it, man. Right. Can't even work out if he needs to. And now he's up.
He wanted to wait to make sure that he knew for sure.
Yes.
And sent me a message that day.
Yes.
And we just had to keep on stepping. You know, I wished him well. Hope everything works out.
Now we're gonna
get well soon.
We're gonna tell you all about his replacement in a little while, but let's start from the bottom of the show to the top. Take it away, my friend.
Well, you know what? This is going to be a little back and forth because, as you know, I'm back and forth. Doing
True
so
that.
Many
I'm
things,
sorry.
So
yes.
you were really watching a lot more than me.
Yes.
But what I could see, like the first match, like we said, was Father Marquise and Anthony Rivera. And Anthony's been around. Excuse me. Rivera's been around, 30
plus
years.
years
30
yes.
plus years.
Absolutely.
And he went out there and went toe-to-toe with this Father Marquise, who's been in the business a couple years now.
And he's a young cat.
Young guy, and he goes out there and puts forth a great effort.
Yes.
And, it's pretty funny, too.
Yes. And he got the win.
He got the win, I'm not going to go in and try to change the referee's decisions and things like that.
Of course not.
I'm standing there. I see what happens. And H5 did interject himself in that match, but it got the win for Father Marquise.
And that was unfortunate because I do believe Rivera was on the cuff of something big.
Yeah, he had a little nectar or something.
Right.
He had some Fountain of Youth Ute.
That was the first thing I went at after his match. I went up to him. I said, "Man, where the hell's this fountain of youth, man? Because I need some of it." Because he looked dynamite, and once again, I'm so glad he's on our team. I really am.
Yep.
We're blessed to have him. Excuse me.
Put on a match.
Now, Daniel Wolf. Let's talk about him.
Yeah, Daniel Wolf, and it was Dustin Divine. I'm sorry, I know exactly who it is. But
another 5-star match.
Another great match, and Daniel Wolf has just come to life in recent shows.
Mm-hmm.
And I had talked to him about it, man. I said, let's start some energy. Get that energy going. And he's been showing that. And, man, they tore it up.
Man, let me
this young kid, Dustin Divine, good grief.
Let me tell you something. That kid has a future in this business. If he continues to stay humble the way he was, because I'll tell you what, he was very respectful to me. And I was very impressed by it, and I was thankful for it.
But what's up with those Victoria's Secret wings?
Hey, man. hey.
He has these little wings on his back.
Hey, he's a little
like
flamboyant, brother. He's a little flamboyant.
But he could go.
He did get the win. Indeed,
and he got the win.
Indeed.
With no help. And that really they're 1 for 1.
Right.
Right. Daniel Wolf was able to come out on top back in Hamtramck.
It's true.
So this was kind of like a rematch.
Right.
And Dustin came on
and
on
you know
top
what?
This time.
And you know what? We keep asking ourselves, and everyone keeps asking us amongst each other, what was your favorite match? And that keeps coming up more than in the discussion.
Which match are you talking? The first or the second match?
I'm talking about Daniel Wolf
and Dustin.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it keeps coming up in the conversation.
Ah.
So I love hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
That's that's great.
Right.
But so the next thing, you interview former IBW World's Heavyweight Champion.
That's right. I just wanted to bring Little Fred out to give him his flowers right now about him being the former champion. And just wanted to ask him about his plans for 2026. So Little Fred came out. He told us what he was going to do, but here comes the Den, the International Big Time Wrestling Tag Team Champions. They didn't want Little Fred having this interview segment with me, saying that Little Fred, his time is up, that it's their time, and get out of the way.
Right.
So a little altercation between the three happened. Little Fred didn't take kindly to Caesar pushing him around. They were kind of bullying him,
Right.
But long story short, a tag team match was made for later on that night. Little Fred was to get an opponent to be announced later that night. So, yeah, it got a little out of hand, but we took care of it.
Well, you know what? And what? I mean, the crowd was so into it. And by the way, one of the coolest things that I got to do is I was released from the hospital. And I got to come to the event, and I got to do it as just a fan.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed myself so much.
I glance over at you now and then, see you smiling.
Oh,
You're
man.
over there popping.
I loved it. I really, truly did. I loved heckling and just having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really cool, the atmosphere.
Yeah.
The kids were loving
into
it.
everything, into everything that happened. And we got a good group of guys, man.
Man,
they go out there, and I told them earlier on the show, because, and this is Wrestling Real Talk, we were a little worried about the attendance, me and Carlito. It's like, man, should we continue? Should we not do the show? Why should we do it if there are no people?
Whoa.
So I went upstairs and I told the guys, because some people started coming in, and it was, okay, we're going to go ahead and do it anyway.
Well, let me tell you something.
Let me finish, man.
Okay,
I
go
went
for
upstairs and I told the guys, I was like, it's not a packed house out there, but I
Right.
want you to go out there and act like it is.
Right.
And when we got down there for the first match, man, the seats had filled in.
Yes.
And me and Carlito looked at each other and we were like, yeah. And we turned it out.
Let me tell you something. My son, he came to me before everything, and he was like, I don't know, Dad. And I embraced my son, and I said, the hard work that I know you've put into this, fucking walking miles, and I mean miles, with his brother, putting up posters in every walk of life around Southwest Detroit, Corktown, Midtown. Guys like A.T. Hook taking posters to comic book stores and whatnot. The love and support we get from El Central newspaper in Southwest Detroit. I knew I could confidently hold my son and tell him, it's going to be fine. I promise you. And I spoke that into existence. And you know what? When I walked into that room, hearing Michael Jackson Thriller and seeing the webs all over the ring and the Halloween feel for the whole, it was just magical. And it was done through Carlito and Santana.
Yes.
They were there, doing the ring to make it up looking sweet, making sure that it was a spooky type thing. Carlito going and coming out of pocket to make sure that every child there had more than a handful of candy to take home. And that's what we do at International Big Time Wrestling. Are we the oldest or consistent? No, we're not. However, we are the most affordable, the most loving to our fans promotion that there is. And we take that to heart. And we take it to heart that our fans show so much love. And like I had mentioned earlier, we have had such a successful 2025 summer, spring, and part of fall. And I'd like to thank all of the fans of International Big Time Wrestling who came out to Hamtramck Labor Day
man,
Fest.
all the shows, like I said
know.
earlier, starting from the spring, I can't think of a show that we ran that I was disappointed in.
Of course, you know.
Not just the matches, but the fans, the attendance, has been, very satisfying. And, seeing all the fans and their reaction, is like an old school fan reaction, where they like, they're not really looking for the next move.
Right.
They're following the match.
I love that. I love that. And I love to be in a part of it. And the thing is that blessings like the Hamtramck Labor Day Festival, where we've been asked to come back and to be at, Keyworth Stadium, that was a big monumental deal. Yeah. And for us to be able to come back home after a nice, successful run at Batch Brewery Company.
Very successful at Batch Brewery, man. I got to say, and, I really like it there.
I know you do.
Yeah.
That is one of your favorite venues.
Yeah, it is.
and you know what? They're great people, Dave and the whole crew over there. If you get a chance, stop in, have some of their delicious fish.
Oh, they have a variety of foods. They
have,
this big burrito sausage or something like
that.
I probably said it wrong, but it was very good.
And also, right there, they have an incredible Mexican beer there, and forgive me because I don't remember the name of it, but it is very delicious because I don't like going to breweries and drinking their beer. I really don't.
I'm surprised you got it.
And I really enjoyed it, and I co-sign on it, and I feel like a jerk because I can't remember the damn name of it. Sorry for that, Batch Brewery. But anyways, there's only one Mexican beer in that joint, so get it. You'll love it. Anyways, thanks to those guys. And then to be able to come home to Danny and the crew over at Taqueria El Rey and to continue our relationship of building an empire together. And you know what? I want to remind each and every one of you fans out there, if you're looking for a spot to book for your quinceañera or for your next maybe birthday party or anything like that, Taqueria El Rey, talk to Danny. Tell him Rudy sent you, man, because they'll give you the very best rates at a beautiful venue. You've been there. You came there for wrestling. Imagine that being your spot for your event. Talk to my man, Danny.
It's a great place, man, and oh, man, just underused to me. There's a spot upstairs. I wish I could rent it out as a nightclub. But it's like 21 stairs to get up there, And I went up those stairs at least 8 or 9 times this weekend talking to the guys, getting them ready for the show. But like we said, man, every match just turned it out.
Right.
Right. There was not a bad match.
No, I got a question to ask you, man. And come clean. This is wrestling real talk, no bullshit.
Uh-oh.
What was the Fly, Chris Monroe, doing there just eating? What? That's not like him. What do you know about this?
Well, I know Chris is not always available. And
is he
watching.
Scouting
He's
for
watching.
Something?
That's what I was about to say. He did send me a message, a few days ago, asking about what's going on. And he wasn't present in Texas Corner, when Tex lost the Street Fight Championship a couple shows ago.
Yes.
And he wasn't very happy about it.
Yes.
And he said, how come I didn't know about the show? So I think Chris the Fly Monroe is getting a little offended.
Oh, no. Come on, we can't start a war with that guy.
Because
he always brings trouble.
Ask me when the next dates were.
Oh, boy. I seen him over there. I said, nah, here comes trouble. I could see it a mile away. But also, people that were in attendance did indeed get to see a title change. And let's talk about that. And speaking of Street Fight Championships.
That's right. We had Rick Cannon actually is the new Street Fight champion as he took the title from a very short reign of Rey Demonio.
Yes.
So Ray, he did put up a great fight, but man, Rick Cannon, man, he's a beast. A hoss. What does he call himself?
The plus-size Punisher.
The plus-size Punisher.
Man, let me tell you something. He turned it out yesterday.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not saying this because I'm co-promoter and I co-own this company with very fine people that I love. I'm saying this as a Mark who was sitting in the crowd saying, this is very entertaining and I love it.
Yeah.
And it took me back when people used to tell us, Rudy, Huck, you guys are dreamers. It'll never go back to the way it used to be. Well, I beg to differ because our foundation at International Big Time Wrestling comes from international wrestling.
Yes.
Comes from
Yes, it
big
does.
time
Yes,
wrestling.
it does.
We're
on the family tree of big time wrestling.
Yes. It comes from Georgia Championship Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we want to emulate. Memphis Wrestling.
The emulator.
Yeah,
but man, all the old school aspects of wrestling of what we try to interject, and that's what I try to tell the guys that I want. Not giving away too much, but that curtain's been pulled back. We just like a certain feel. I don't like a whole lot of spots in matches. But like I said, I'm going a little too deep behind the curtain. But man, Cannon, he's the new champion.
He's the new champ, and
I know he's had a pass with Tex.
And that's where I know when these two collide, it's gonna be like, I don't know how we're going to pull them apart, because I just know that the hatred that they have for each other. And it's even spilled over into tag team matches.
Yeah, they had the team in Hamtramck, and that didn't go well.
Exactly.
And Tex left Cannon standing in the ring with the Den.
Mm-hmm.
And that didn't go well for Cannon.
Would it go well for anybody if you're left in there with the Den?
But you think about it now that it's come full circle. Now Cannon is the champion.
Yes.
And Tex is the former champion.
Well, hopefully.
But he never lost the title to Cannon.
Hopefully, we will have some more information about a rematch between Cannon and Tex Monroe. I sure hope I'm there to see it. I will be there to see it. Also, we had the tag team championship match go down. Tell them all about it, A.T. Hook.
Well, that was the impromptu match that I was talking about earlier with the Den and Little Fred. And, of course, we never said who his partner was going to be. Little Fred never said who his partner was going to be. But, of course, Little Fred enters the ring, and, of course, here comes the tag team champions, the Den, the Mighty Bojack, and Caesar Asher. Very vocal, very vocal.
Yes.
Unhinged. I would say that's how I describe the Den. I describe them as unhinged. But anyway, they get in the ring.
I describe them as my favorite tag team in the world.
But they are unhinged, but that's a description.
I agree.
I
agree.
You never know what's going to happen when they come out. You never know what's going to happen when they're in a match.
They're still the two baddest motherfuckers walking the face of the earth right now in tag team wrestling, and I believe that.
But you know what? On this particular night, Fred was in the ring. The Den gets in the ring, and whose music plays?
No, man.
None other than the Soul Taker. The whole place went nuts. Here comes the Soul Taker.
Man, oh man.
And man,
he comes
did they
with the
have
shovel.
A match.
Oh my goodness,
And
man. I'm like this cat.
The match, Rudy, it was incredible.
Let me tell you something, and I want to say this publicly. I would like to say that the Soul Taker is one of the fucking best on the indie circuit. And it was a definite treat for us to have him at Halloween Headlocks this year. And I want that to be known. Wow,
hey man,
what a great
this is Wrestling
night.
Real Talk. That's like a 360 for you. You went
It's
all
true.
around the corner about the Soul Taker.
It's true. It's
so
true.
your opinion
Indeed.
after that one match, your opinion is totally different.
Yes, 100%, because he just wasn't pretending to be the Undertaker, but just a black version.
Right.
Like
I said before, behind the scenes we talked about.
Right,
it.
but
he's made it his own.
But I seen that he made it his
Yes.
own. And I mean, look, there's a democracy in this building when it comes to international big time wrestling. My vote is one vote.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's vote wanted Soul Taker on this show.
Right.
And there was one holdout.
Oh yeah, we got a little heated too.
And let me also say this: it did get heated. If we're being wrestling real talk, there was a shouting match at our offices over it, and I immediately did one of two things. I walked right up to yourself, sir.
That you did.
And I looked you in your eyes and I said, I am absolutely wrong. And man, you were right.
You did. And that's no made up story, man. And I appreciate that. And I commend you for saying that's a man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
I mean, look, and let me also say this. I would be a jerk if I didn't say this, that Mike McMahon is one of the coolest people I've ever met in my entire life.
That he is.
So when I talk about
I gotta squeeze that in. He's a great
he's an awesome father. He does everything for his baby girl.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I say that his character wasn't for me, I didn't never once mean the man Mike McMahon, who is my friend.
I knew that.
But I want that publicly known.
Mm-hmm.
Because he indeed is one of the most wonderful people I know, even though he works for the shitty Lions.
He's there tonight.
Well,
That's
he
right.
is going to be
Tampa
there
Bay.
tonight. And yes, indeed. Tampa Bay is going to be hard. You know, those guys are 5-1, man. They ain't.
We'll see.
They're really good. Anyways, back to wrestling real talk and back to the big return to Taqueria El Rey. Let's talk about that World Heavyweight Championship and the person who internationally, and we are international big time wrestling, is globally known, came in to fulfill the spot of Zeke the Freak. Tell him about it, A.T. Hook.
That's right, man. And we talked about Zeke not being able to make it,
Yes.
fractured his foot, so I don't want people to think he just no-showed or something like that.
No, indeed.
But the replacement for Zico, man, was amazing. And he's no stranger to international big-time wrestling. The Great Tiger. The Great Tiger stepped in, and he's a veteran here in Michigan.
Yes.
And one of the great, underrated wrestler,
Man.
the Great Tiger. But he stepped in, and it wasn't like we just pulled him out of the air. He's been on several shows for IBW. So
Absolutely.
He was part of our roster.
Yes.
And earned not just from his appearances, but his status.
Absolutely.
To
Absolutely.
put him in that main event.
You put a veteran legend in that main event spot, and most definitely, I was not 1% felt, man, this is not gonna be any good because it's not Zeke.
Mm-hmm.
I felt this is gonna be a damn good
Right.
match. This is gonna be a damn good match.
The crowd was energetic, and that helps.
Absolutely.
When the crowd is hot all night, that makes you work harder.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so every match. But yeah, this was for the heavyweight championship in H5. Once again, unfortunately, in his corner was Father Marquise.
Yes.
Father Marquise,
who always
was there.
plays a part.
Yep, that's his guy.
He always plays a part. He's not very Christian-like, but
he thinks he is. He ripped up all the cobwebs, all the decorations off the
I
ring.
know. He said
And
that's all devil.
It just baffled him the whole night.
Right.
He just kept getting wrapped up in the cobwebs,
Absolutely.
It was pretty funny. But, yeah, of course, he got involved in the match. But besides that, it was a great match.
Oh, yeah. Indeed
they
it was.
really, both of them, H5, man, this young kid. And it is so funny.
I really thought Tiger was over. I really thought, I said, man, he's got it,
But here's what I was about to say about H5, and we may have mentioned it before. We were just talking about wrestlers that had come in for us, and just out of the blue, it popped in my head. I said, this guy might end up being champion or something.
Yes.
You remember that?
I indeed do.
And it wasn't on my mind at all.
No doubt.
Or a plan at all.
No doubt.
It just kind of happened. and it was a good choice.
100%.
Yeah, he's a great kid, and him and Father Marquise just caused so much chaos.
They have a good chemistry together.
They do. They
and
do.
That's what makes it work.
And you were sold on Father Marquise last night as well.
Absolutely. And I haven't been sold on him at all. I was fighting tooth and nail, like, why are we doing this?
Mm-hmm.
And you, to your credit, said, Rudy, trust me. And if there's one thing that my brother asked me to trust him, then I say, okay, I will trust you. Am I going to like it? Of course I'm not going to like it. I'm not getting my way.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm also, like you said, a man who says, listen, I was wrong.
Exactly. And everything worked out well.
And Marquise
everything worked out well.
Is one of my favorites, man. Now he really is.
He's a handful.
I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the future with him. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the future with, the whole roster of guys that we have.
We can't skip over Roddy Suavino
I was
and
just
Alex
about
Lynch.
to say, man, those guys
they put
could
on
have easily been match of the
clinic.
night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
And it got a little tight for Roddy, though, because Alex Lynch is a powerhouse.
He indeed is.
And
yes.
he showed his power, during that match.
Right.
He really did,
Man, I'll tell you what, he's over with the ladies. And
Roddy, he comes out jiggling, dancing.
He does his thing, man.
But once that bell rings, he's all business.
Oh, he is business. He really is. Yeah. And you know what? The kids just, they adore him, man.
Yeah, and he's
they're
really
like,
come
what a
into
good
his
guy,
own. He's come out of his shell.
Exactly.
Think about when he first started here in IBW.
Right.
This is a totally different Roddy Suavino.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's come out of his shell now.
No doubt.
To say the least.
Now, once again, we'd like to thank each and every one of you guys who showed up at Taqueria El Rey for Halloween Headlocks, man. And once again, kudos to you guys for putting on such a dynamite show. And it truly was a dynamite show. I also would like to say this. Congratulations to XICW and my brother Malcolm and the family, the Monroe family, on 25 years of kicking ass and doing what they do. And proud of you guys. I love you. I wish I could have been there. Unfortunately, like I said, Huck was in one part of the hospital and I'm in the other part, and we both missed what I'm sure was a dynamite night. And we just want you to know that we love you guys, and we'll be catching up down the road.
But let me just add a little bit to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
They went viral this weekend, and I don't know if you saw the video clips of Karrion Kross as he catapulted Heather Blue through the ceiling of the building out there in Clinton Township. And man, it's been all over. People putting memes and everything about that viral moment at XICW. So, shout out to them. And once again, like Rudy said, I wish I could have been there. Actually, I was on my way there and never left the hospital until 12:30, 1 a.m. in the morning.
Right.
But, yeah, man, that viral clip is just all over the place.
Real quickly, Huck, you weren't feeling right. They took care of you. You're in good health now.
Yes.
Okay. We just want
to
make sure.
Thank you, Ford Hospital.
Henry Ford Hospital,
I haven't had too
man.
many hospital experiences.
Yes.
But this weekend was perfect. I'd give them an A's all across.
Yes.
10s all across.
Yes.
They never left me waiting too long for anything. Very attentive. Talked to me. Talked about diet. And man, I'd go back. Not that I want to,
Right.
but I'd go recommend Ford Hospital to anybody.
Well, you know
from
what?
that experience, at least that emergency room.
And also, you can also get your clinical health care and all that stuff in the same building. Just putting that out there. And once again, fans, if you're not feeling right, man, get yourself checked out. Now, this is going to, this brings me also to my homeboy, Briar Wellington, who in just a couple days from today in Southgate, Michigan at GameWorks. Is it at GameWorks? GameWorks, right over there, right there somewhere off of Eureka. It's Horror Slam Wrestling returns right back to Southgate, Michigan. Go over there and see those crew. Those two is what I wanted to say. I'm talking about Briar and Rachel. Tell them we sent you, and you never know. You might see me and Huck, or me and Carlito, or me, Huck, and Carlito, along with a little Santana on top. You never know. You might see us this weekend there. But I urge you to go check it out and support independent wrestling. Always support independent wrestling. Agree?
I agree. I was just looking at Carlito. I got a little distracted. But yeah, man, Horror Slam, yeah, I'm down.
Absolutely.
I love Briar, man. I've known Briar since he was a teenager.
Absolutely.
And like you said, kudos to them with Horror Slam Wrestling. They're doing their thing over there and getting a lot of attention.
I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to see that. And back to the XICW thing, though. So that thing went viral.
Yeah. He put Heather Blue's head through the ceiling.
Oh,
the ceiling tiles.
Oh my!
And then gave her like a suplex or something like that. But the ceiling tile part is the thing that's going viral.
Oh my gosh, man. That's great. Kudos to you guys out there. Hey, so check this out. We are coming to the tail end of what was an adventurous weekend and an adventurous wrestling real talk. We like to think that, we kept it as real as possible as we can, like we do. And if there's any questions, comments, and or concerns, it's very simple. Just go to the comments section right here and ask those questions, comments, and or concerns. And we will be glad and happy to address those right here in front of the world. So talk about it. Maybe you don't agree with what we feel about wrestling these days and how maybe you think we're too old school. Who knows? But let's talk about it. At least do that.
Oh, yeah.
Agree?
I agree. And I said that before. Send us a question, or a comment, and we'll answer it, whether you like it or not, or we like it or not.
Absolutely.
And everybody's free to their own opinion. But I think some of the things that I may have said, I'm steadfast on it.
Right.
Nobody's going to change my opinion. I can tell. I know that.
And that's, what, that right there, we're going to put a bow on this episode right here of Wrestling Real Talk. Once again, it's been our pleasure being here with you guys. Rolling with you guys. A.T. Hook, my brother, would you like to say goodbye or any shout outs or any of that good stuff?
No real shout outs, just to the fans of pro wrestling, fans of Wrestling Real Talk. I did enjoy myself this past weekend, but now we're going to have a little break, even though we did announce the next date, January 17th, 2026. But, we got a little time. We got a few things we got to do before January, and I'm looking for that. My birthday's coming up December the 8th, and you know where we'll be during that time. So looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to that.
Speaking of birthdays, are you done?
Oh, yeah. I just thought you had to jump in for a second, but, yeah, I'm good. Hope everybody tune in next time. And we're looking forward to seeing you.
Speaking of birthdays, it is official. It is official. Rude Boy's big ass birthday, 55th birthday bash is going down on Saturday night, November 1st, at the legendary Token Lounge in Westland, Michigan. Now, not only will you come out to the bomb-ass birthday bash that you know we're known for each and every year with the sounds of DJ Carlito and this year DJ Cisco Kid, along with Bobby Rocks on the MC tip, along with A.T. Hook. Now, aside from that flavor, two of my favorite tribute bands of all time have agreed to be a part of the Rude Boys Big Ass Birthday Bash. And those bands are Jovi, which is the Bon Jovi tribute band that is just making noise all over the Midwest, and my favorite Journey tribute band of all time, which I've seen a few times along with Bobby Rocks. They are called Infinity and Beyond, and they are kick ass. I'll tell you that right now. And come on out. Show starts at 7. We party all the way until we're done partying. So once again, make sure you're there at the legendary Token Lounge on Saturday, November 1st, 7 p.m. And we're looking forward to seeing you there. Once again, you fans out there of Wrestling Real Talk, and I just want to thank you guys, man. I want to thank you. You know, we lost a couple heroes this week. We lost D'Angelo, great R&B singer, and of course we lost. I paid a little homage to him at the top of the show, Ace Frehley. And we just hope that, and we hope that those guys rest in peace, man. And thank you for the memories to those of you. That's why when I say, our catchphrase, I mean what I say. Because you just never know when it's your time to go. And don't take life for granted. Don't rush through life. Slow it down. Enjoy it. Learn from your mistakes, and always know that there's someone out there that you can turn to be an ear. I mean, even if that somebody is Rudy Hill, you can always find me on Facebook. I just want you to know that, hey, we're all here for a very short time. And that's why it's important when I say this. Thank you so much for being with us for this edition of Wrestling Real Talk. We do not take that lightly whatsoever. Shout out and thank you to Bobby Rocks and Carlito Hill, producers of Wrestling Real Talk. Very thankful for them. Once again, like we always say, we're not here for a long time. However, we are here for a good time. Be good to one another. Take care of one another. Do the damn thing. Pray for peace in the world.
Peace.